Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie,
I'm Wanda.
and we're here with things our parents told us, but are probably not true, or they might be true. But before we get started, Wanda, tell the people what you got going on.
So, this is a very basic update because literally nothing has happened since the last time we spoke. But my dad or my mom found the stand mixer that we had in our, I guess, storage room. So, I've been trying to think of things to bake because now when I don't have to knead things or mix things by hand, it is a game changer.
Yeah, wow. I was thinking of buying one, but they're so expensive.
They are so expensive. The issue is we can't find our actual KitchenAid one, so I'm using this like knockoff okay, it's not a knockoff KitchenAid. It's a Hamilton Beach uh
How is
mixer
that
and it's like what?
a knockoff KitchenAid when it's like a legit brand?
Yeah, it's a legit brand, but it's like not like as like like all the bells and whistles of like a KitchenAid, and it's like kind of clunky and it's like pretty old. Like we got it as a gift like multiple years ago. But I can't find our KitchenAid. Like my dad and my mom both swear that we have one, but we can't seem to find it.
I have no other commentary for this. Other
Yeah,
than
it's
I'm so glad you found your stand mixer and you can make cool bread.
yeah. Honestly, it's like I am proofing brioche right now because I've made brioche once, but then my arm literally got so exhausted from like kneading the dough that I was like never again. So hopefully this time it turns out a lot better.
That sounds yummy. Sun pics.
Okay, we'll do if it's good. If it's not good, then no.
Nice.
What's your update for this week?
I got COVID, probably from my Wonderland trip or the Halsey concert. We're not sure. But I was telling Wanda, I was like, dang, I wish I got COVID. I'm feeling kind of sick. Um, because we have some vacations coming up and it would suck if I got COVID before then. So it'd be great if I got COVID now. And then lo and behold, it happened. First, my first symptom was dizziness. Then it was a really bad sore throat. Then I tested positive, and I have been out of commission since last Thursday. Thursday, yeah. So far, it is everything that people have told me it would be. It sucks. Thank God for vaccines. The only difference between me and Wanda, I guess, when we had our COVID was Wanda was more motion sickness than I am. Uh,
That came later.
oh shit. Well, so far I'm not motion sickness, knock on wood, but I have lost my sense of taste and smell. It has not come back yet. It has been gone since Saturday. I have been eating so healthy and clean, except for the gummies that I've been eating, because the only thing I can taste are like super sour or super sweet things. And I'm like, I just need some life back in me. So I've been eating some gummy worms by my bedside with our medications. It goes
Ah,
Advil, Nick's ginger chews to help with his throat, and then my gummy worms.
that's so funny. The essentials.
Yeah, Nick saw it and he was like, are you Jordan now? Why do you have gummy worms by our bed?
That's so funny. That's the exact same thought I had when you said that.
I get it now. It's the only
I'm
way to
glad.
feel alive.
No, I don't. Yeah, okay, probably. Like if you ask him, it's probably yeah. That's probably why he has them there.
Thank
I'm glad you're feeling better though.
you.
Glad you're vaccinated. I don't know how this works exactly, but I've been reading that if you've had COVID within the last 90 days of travel or like before you're traveling, then you don't need a COVID test.
Oh, that's great. But how would you prove that, I guess?
I don't know. So like I would recommend while you're still COVID positive to go figure out how to do this so then you don't have to pay for like a antigen test or like a PCR test
Oh,
if you need
cool.
one in the future.
On the plus side, everywhere I'm going, there's no PCR test, but you're right, just in case they bring it back.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think, oh, you also won't be randomly selected when you return from Pearson if you've recently recovered from COVID.
oh, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
make a
don't
note to
know.
look this up.
Yeah.
Look
Like
up.
it's like having COVID now could be used to your advantage if you figure out how to do it.
Let me know if you find out.
Yeah, I think I'm just like just under the threshold where it's like 90 days, and I've like probably like 95 days since I've last had COVID. So
Mm. Well,
unfortunate.
good to know. Good to know. Uh, Nick, my boyfriend, has also gotten COVID, of course. I told him what you guys did. Yeah, this is his second time getting COVID. Last year, he got COVID without me when we first started dating. This time, I was like, you know what? That's a cute couple thing. Let's both get COVID. I told him about what you and Jordan did, how you guys like masked up and like you guys were pretty careful, and also like Jordan had another trip to go to, and Nick was like, "There's no point. Our place is so small. Like, there's no point in avoiding it. I'm probably gonna get COVID anyways." So, yes, he is delayed behind me by like 1 or 2 days. Um, so he's going through the worst right now. But at least it'll take a couple days, and he will be all right.
It just goes to show that earlier versions of COVID do not protect you from this version of COVID.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. His mom was saying that this strain of COVID was worse than the other ones, like stronger.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Well, that's when I thought I was immune. Showed everyone I was wrong.
It's so embarrassing to get COVID in June
It
of
actually is.
2022.
Yeah. Now everyone knows that I wasn't being safe. Because I actually, I don't know, because you were pretty safe. But when I went to Wonderland, I wasn't safe. I didn't wear my mask. I should have, because I was in line for like going through the tickets. And I was like, I'm putting my mask on. There's just so many people. But then we got in there, and I was like, I'll just take it off. I'm going to take it off for the rides anyways. I don't want my mask to fly off.
Yeah, it's strange because it's like Wonderland's like all outside too. So you would think that like all the open air and everything would be okay, like relatively safe, but
You're in line next to so many people.
yeah. Or you like touch something that someone like also touched
Yeah.
and you just yeah.
Yeah. Everyone I was with did not get COVID except for me and Nick. And my brother calls and he was like, How did you get COVID at Wonderland? I don't have COVID. Nick's friends don't have COVID. Like, it doesn't make sense. And I was like, Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to like contact trace. Why are you asking me this kind of question?
Don't ask questions you don't already know the answer to.
Anyway, what is your beef or crush of the week?
My beef is this is going to sound kind of pretentious, but I was just thinking about this earlier. But in the city that we live in, we don't really have the necessities to support homelessness or people, I guess, living in poverty. Um, but as of recent, there's been a lot of panhandlers in around streets of where we live.
No
But
way.
then these people are clearly not people who are in unfortunate circumstances, but rather are just panhandling for like the extra income. Because you can make quite a bit of money from panhandling and it's like tax free because it's all cash. But they're pretty successful. And because they're so successful, they keep coming back to the same like roads and corners and everything. And they're like well dressed women. Like they're freshly showered. They're like they don't look like they're struggling at all. And like, of course, that's like my assumption. But I've been hearing that it's like there's like this panhandlers like territory where you basically have someone drive you there and you panhandle there for a couple of hours or whatever and then they drive you back and they take a cut of whatever you make. So like each place is like a different territory allocated to like certain people or something.
It is insane. I can't believe that's happening in like our hometown.
Yeah. The rich white place that we live in.
Yeah, what the hell? I've
Yeah.
never. It's bad, but yeah, you're right. Our hometown doesn't have a lot of like homeless people, so I've never really like given money to anyone, and now I
Yeah.
definitely won't.
Yeah. Like this is like everything is like assumed. Like there's nothing that's like confirmed about this, but like it just doesn't make sense of like how would these people like where are these people living because we don't have the resources to be able to support these people. So if they did live in our city or like in a nearby city, like there's no like how are they surviving? Like they cannot be surviving just off of like this panhandled money.
Insane, but I know even at McMaster, like a lot of people did that too. This one guy, he was notorious for like being on his phone talking and just having his hand out like asking for money.
People just give him money.
guess so.
Doesn't even give them like the time of day. It's just like, money,
just
please.
That's a good one.
That's my beef. What's your beef or crush of the week?
I don't have a lot going on. We've been in bed for the past like however many days. I guess my crush is my boyfriend Nick, because even though he was sick and dying, he's still like, "Can I get you anything? Let me like change your cold compress." And when he gets up and hacks his lungs out, he's like, "Do you want some water too? I'll refill your bottle for you." So it's all very sweet. I think we're pretty nice to each other, even when we're both dying and sick. That is definitely what you look for in a partner.
That was the one perk of Jordan. Oh, like 2 perks of Jordan not having COVID, because I didn't feel bad to be like, "Oh, can you do this for me?" or "You can go get me this," because like I couldn't.
Yeah, that would be definitely ideal if one of us could go out into the public. Yeah. So mostly we've been binge watching a lot of TV shows and movies. He's finally watching Avengers Infinity War. And then when it ended, he was like, "That's how Avengers ends? Like, isn't there another one?" And I was like, "Yeah, there's a part 2. It's Endgame." And he's like, "We didn't just watch Endgame?"
Nice.
We're watching Dave, which we love, that you recommended.
You like it?
We like it, yeah. Okay. I think we're only on episode 6. The only part that's like kind of made me almost tear up was Gata's part about being bipolar. And like I looked it up too, and how it was true and stuff, and how this was like a really important moment for him. So that was great. But other than that, so far, like, it's pretty funny.
Have you gotten to the part where like Dave and his girlfriend go to the wedding?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So far, I'm just at where. Shoot, they just ended off at a concert with his Jewish camp friends.
That episode is great. It has one of my favorite scenes in it.
The bird?
The wedding episode.
Oh, the wedding episode. Okay. I was like,
yeah,
the camp episode was like not that great.
No, there's like, I guess some, like with everything, you always have like a little bit of filler episodes here and there, but then you like get one of those episodes, like the bipolar one, that just like hits so hard, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I can't wait until you get to the wedding episode, because there's just like a line in there that he says, and it's just so funny. Let me know when you get there.
He does have like our sense of humor, I think, except for like the whole, like a lot of dick jokes, like self-deprecating dick jokes. I feel like we wouldn't do that, but other than that, I feel like we'd have the same type of humor.
Yeah, maybe like us if we were men.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's it for my crush. Thanks, Nick. Also, he should thank me. I've been cooking.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Moving on to this week's episode. This was inspired because I was like, I want to do this. And my mom was like, you shouldn't do that when you're sick. I guess we'll find out if they are true based on our opinion of it. Maybe backed by scientific evidence. I don't know. That's not what our podcast is about. Okay, the first one. You can start us off.
Yeah, so the first one is like a thing that my parents still preach to this day. And it's a thing called fan death. And apparently it was really popular in South Korea and parts of Japan, but for some reason my parents, who are Chinese from China, subscribe to this thought. It is, you should not sleep with a fan going or like blowing at you, because it can lead to paralysis, death, nausea, and like a whole like bunch of things that could happen. Similar to this is also AC death. But I don't think there's actually a thing called AC death, but it's more like AC paralysis or like AC issues. So like if you have AC blowing directly on your face, like it's bad for you and all that stuff. So less serious, but both are told to lead to bad stuff. And I don't think this is true.
I don't think death is one of them. If anything, the fan part, my fear was that like a fan is on when you're at night, like the ceiling fans, and then it falls on you and kills you. That's always been my fear. But other than that, I sleep with the fan on at night all the time. I just don't like it when it's pointed at my head, because then I get sick.
Do you get sick?
Sorry, not a fan, but like, so in Vietnam, we used to have an AC, and there was this bed that like people avoided because the AC was like right on top there, so it'd blow down on you. And I was like, I'm so hot, I'm just gonna sleep there. And I slept there one time, and I woke up with a sore throat.
Oh my god, you just proved all the Asians correct.
And the same thing happened to my grandma too.
I I think that's just like bad juju.
Yeah, I think it was like because I went from like super hot to being like super cold so fast under, and it was like pointed at my head too. Because I think I'm like sensitive on my head, so like I don't like it sleeping with like fan blowing at my head. But the rest of my body is okay.
That is apparently also a myth. Like if you go from like a super hot to super cold, like it shouldn't lead to you getting sick. Like that's apparently a myth too.
Why did I get sick?
You might have just had a cold that like just sprung up at the exact same time.
Yeah, weird to get a cold in Vietnam when it's very hot in the summer.
I mean, colds are from viruses.
I said what I said. This isn't a scientific podcast.
Yeah, but this is like literally like Asian saying that we're trying to like disprove in some way.
I think there's a little bit of proof for it.
I actually, when I have AC or like if I have like any kind of cold air blowing at my face, I get like raised, like I get really itchy and my skin like raises. And like it like becomes very like sensitive to the cold. And like it's the weirdest thing, but like my face in particular, but sometimes I can get it like on my like upper body as well. But like my legs, like not so much. So I like if I sit on like a thing like we have a transportation system called like the GO train, and sometimes like the AC like blows at an angle that blows up my face, like half of my face will become like red with bumps. And it's just like intolerable.
Very interesting.
Glass skin and paper bones. Wait. Paper skin and glass bones. I don't know. Whatever that SpongeBob saying is.
So I googled it. Is it bad to sleep with the fan blowing on your head? And they say that circulating air from a fan can dry out your mouth, nose, and throat, which can lead to overproduction of mucus, which may cause headaches, stuffy nose, sore throat, or even snoring. So there is actually a little bit of science.
But it does not lead to you getting a cold or flu.
No, I got a sore throat.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes. Okay. I will concede to that.
Nice. So no death, just sore throat.
I always forget that there's like other ways that you can get a sore throat.
Yeah. This is true. Yeah. And I guess since then, I avoid doing it. Do you sleep with the fan on at night too?
When it's really hot, my room is the hottest in the house in the summer and the coldest in the house in the winter. So
Mine is still the hottest in the winter.
no, like I think it's just my room doesn't have like a very good like ventilation. Like I don't know, like the heating just doesn't hit my room properly, and the like AC doesn't hit my room properly.
Oh my.
So if I do, yeah, it's literally the worst of both. So if I don't sleep with the fan on sometimes, I just can't go to sleep because I'm just like sweating if the door is closed.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Do you point the fan at your head?
No, it's like I have my fan at like this perfect angle that like kind of like I can feel it on my body, but it's not like aggressive enough that I'm like in pain of any sort.
Huh.
Like it's not blowing at me so like directly. I don't know. It's like a weird angle where it's like it kind of goes by my feet, but then sometimes like I can feel it on my body. I don't know. It's like it took a lot of tinkering.
Good to know. So this whole fan death, AC death. Are we getting?
Apparently, you can get a sore throat.
No death.
And a stuffy nose from it, but you can't die from it. Even on the Wikipedia page that I looked this up on, it said like this has been like widely disproven.
Fan death, nice.
Yeah.
Next one is a very strange one that I only heard from Wanda today. Wanda, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is just my parents' thing or like an Asian thing in general, but I actually think a few years ago looked it up and it existed online. So it is no sleeping with mirrors face towards your bed. And this one is actually kind of terrifying. And it's actually one that I've subscribed to because the result is too scary for me to actually want to accidentally like disprove in any way. So basically, this theory or this conspiracy or this Asian saying is that if you have a mirror facing towards your bed and you go to sleep, the you on the other side of the mirror could come and take over your body and then send you to the other side of the mirror. So like when you're sleeping, you're at your most vulnerable, so you don't even know it's happening. So then you get trapped in the mirror and you're like the dark you lives in the real world.
Um, I'm scared. Mom,
So
pick
like
me up.
so this is like I was told this as a kid because like I would always want like a mirror in my room or something. My mom would be like, "No." And then she'd be like, "This is what happens." And like when you tell like a little kid this, it's like you grow up thinking that this is what's going to happen. And then like even now I'm still too scared to like do it because I'm like, what if?
Oh my god. I literally have 2 mirrors in my room at home.
Are they face towards your bed though?
One is. Same with my mom. She has her mirror face towards her bed too.
What if it's not the real Maggie? What if you are the other Maggie?
Well, good for other Maggie. She really hustled. That's so interesting. This is gonna haunt me.
I think about it every time. Every time I go to like an Airbnb and there's like a mirror, I'm like, maybe cover this with a sheet.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. A lot to think about. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
tell
I'm
Nick this after, so he can be scared too.
yeah. I've told Jordan this, and then like sometimes I might like I'm like we go to like Airbnbs and hotels and he's like, "Do you want to cover the mirror?" And I'm like, "Oh no, it's like too much effort." And he's like, "No, it's okay, I'll cover it." So like I
Huh.
don't know if he's just being considerate or if he actually also buys into this.
Both.
Yeah.
um, I don't want to look this up because I'm afraid of it, so I'm gonna pretend that this is true. True.
Wanna-
This debusted.
I don't think you want this to be true as you sleep with a mirror facing your bed.
But I'm too afraid to disprove you. I don't want to look it up. Like, I won't
Anyway.
change my ways, but like, I'm too afraid to look it up. So
Yeah.
you win this round, evil me.
I mean, it's mostly like this honestly could have just been a thing that's been passed down from generations in my family, but I have a vague memory of looking this up and it being something that was on the internet as well. But I'm not going to look it up again because I am not in the mood for exploring that further.
Same.
So, next one. This one's like slightly better, but it's something that pisses me off all the time. And it's washing your meat before you cook it. You do this?
It actually depends. Some meats I do, sometimes I don't. Do you?
No, you're not supposed to. I was actually
Yeah.
reading articles about this. Is that if you wash your meat, like especially chicken, you're like spreading the bacteria like all over your sink and like countertops because of the splatter and everything. So it becomes more dangerous to wash your chicken than it would be to just like use it as is.
Huh. I remember so vividly that episode of Love is Blind when Cam and Lauren were cooking. And Lauren was like, "Did you wash this chicken?" And he was like, "Yeah, I did." Or no, he said, "No, I didn't." And she was like, "Really?"
It seems to be like an ethnic thing.
I think it is, yeah. Because that's how, like, my mom will do it. Like, she'll wash certain meats. And I'm like, I guess when I'm at home, I don't, or like when me and Nick are cooking, we don't wash our meats. But when I'm with my mom, then I'll wash like certain meats because I know she wants it like that.
I like every single time they do it, I'm like, why do you do this? And then like I try to go into depth about why it's bad, and my mom's like, no, 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 no. Like I'm already so old. I'm not gonna change my ways. Like this is just how I'm gonna do it for the rest of my life. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
um, I'm not gonna look this up because I trust you, and it sounds about right that yeah, you would spread bacteria.
I only read about chicken. I don't know about like other meats, but like what meat do you wash? Like if you were by your like you and Nick, would you wash anything?
I don't think so. We've only cooked with like ground beef,
Imagine washing
chicken.
ground beef.
What a good meme though. Yeah, I don't think we've ever washed meat together.
Hmm.
I'll ask him what his thoughts are.
Yeah, what his mom's thoughts are on it.
Oh yeah, true. She is also ethnic too. Portuguese.
Okay.
No, they have a different way. Nice. Okay. Next one. This one I think we can extend. No drinking cold stuff on your period. So I was actually talking to Nick about this because I was like, a lot of Chinese parents I knew growing up, they would tell their kids to avoid drinking cold water. And Nick was saying his coworkers too, they'll get like cold water from the tap, but then also add boiling hot water to it so that it becomes room temperature.
My mom always boils her water. She like never drinks like cold water. I don't know if this is. She says her digestive system can't process it or something, but then she also used to shame me really hard for drinking refrigerator water. She's like, "You don't know what that's doing to you." And then she kind of got over it and she's like, "Just don't drink it on your period." And then she now just doesn't say anything.
That's interesting. I think it's a big Chinese thing actually. So I remember my friend's dad would say it like would cause pimples. She had like bad skin growing up, and he was like, "This is why your skin's bad because you drink cold water." And he'd be like, it like messes up your system because your body is like regulated, and when you add this cold water, like messes it up. So it's not good to drink cold water.
Yeah, I'm fine. Testimonial of one. I am okay, and I've drank cold refrigerator water for a very long time. I actually have this thing now where I can't drink like lukewarm water or plain hot water. It gives me a headache, and I don't know why.
I don't know why people drink plain hot water. I think that's so gross.
Yeah, it's like tea, but without the tea.
Yeah, I'd rather drink tea.
Yeah, like I'm okay. Like tea is okay for me for some reason, but then like plain hot water, it just tastes different. Like it tastes too clean.
I think like the boiling water thing maybe came from like, you know how like back in the day like water wasn't like easy to come by and it was dirty, like you had to boil it first. So I think people just still have trust issues.
Yeah, that's very, very likely. It could have just like it honestly could have just sprang from that and then it just
Yeah.
became like a thing.
Yeah. I mean, my mom I've seen will sometimes drink cold water, but she prefers hot water too. She just says like cold water, like water is gross to her. But also, I just quickly Googled this. UNICEF says cold water has no negative impact on health or menstrual cycle, but another website says that drinking cold water should be avoided when on your period because it could worsen your cramps. Apparently, the muscles in your ovary and vaginal walls will tense up, and the muscles cannot stretch further. For easy blood flow, drink warm water and avoid very cold and sugary items to keep away the inflammation. But people should know that it depends from person to person. Suggestion is to know what your body is used to and act accordingly. So, my verdict is drink whatever you want. Cold water is not bad for you.
Are you trying to tell me that drinking cold water makes my vagina tighter?
Apparently, that's what this one website is trying to say. And I don't really trust it. Why Chinese moms advise their daughters to avoid cold water.
It is a thing.
It's a Chinese thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. Overall, do you think this to be true?
If your body's not used to it, I guess, then it could cause adverse reaction. But also, if you want a tighter vagina, skip Kegels and just drink cold water.
I think you're good to drink cold water whenever you want. I will not drink warm water or hot water. Not today, Satan.
So this is like the number one thing that I hate when I go to Asian restaurants is like they don't serve you cold water immediately. They serve you like tea or like they serve you like lukewarm, no ice water. And I'm like, give me ice water.
Yeah, I feel that. My mom used to get mad whenever I'd ask for water, and she was like, just drink the tea. It's like not gonna hurt you. It's good for you.
Yeah. And it's like, why would you get mad at me for this?
Yeah. And now that I'm older, they're like, you should drink this other black tea because it burns belly fat while you're just sitting. And I was like, okay. Nothing does that.
Kylie Jenner's detox tea.
The one that makes you shit uncontrollably.
Yeah, it's perfect. Ooh, or Diet Haribo gummy bears
Also make you shit uncontrollably?
also make you shit uncontrollably.
I'm really glad my phone is here because lately on my TikToks I keep getting like weird stories about people when they eat certain foods that make them shit uncontrollably. This girl ate a whole pineapple. Another person drank milk and honey and they said they had the best night of their sleep and they woke up to themselves shitting uncontrollably. So they said don't do that, but it was the best sleep of my life.
Maybe it's because we talked about places giving you diarrhea, and you often saying did not give me diarrhea. So then now your TikTok is like, this is what she wants to see.
Yeah, I think it's also trending because the Elvis movie has been trending for a bit, and they talk about his cause of death is because he like tried to force a poop and he like literally died on the toilet.
What?
Yeah, he was known to eat like very fatty foods. His girlfriend at the time like found him on the toilet, and he was in the middle of pooping.
Oh my god,
that's the worst way to die, guys.
That is, oh my gosh. Now I have like fears. Like, not to be TMI or anything, but like now constipation feels like an even bigger deal than I thought it was.
To be fair, Elvis had like no nutrients in him, and I think he was known for like eating this fried PB&J sandwich. They called it something like golden something.
I thought he died from drug overdose.
No, they thought it was. I think they wanted him. They're like, I'd rather this than constipation.
Yeah, I mean, like, you die from drug overdose and you're like, oh, like, what a rock star way to go or whatever. Like, not preaching it or anything. But then, like, you die on the toilet because you had a really bad diet. Like, not great optics.
Also, true American hero.
I haven't seen the movie, so I'm gonna hold judgment before I say those words.
Yeah, I think the movie, I won't get into it. I'll tell you later, but yeah.
Okay. So like you mentioned something about like causing pimples and everything. There's just like one thing that my dad always says too, where it's like hot sauce or like eating too many inflammatory foods can cause pimples. So like whenever I get pimples now, like but back in the day, he'd always be like, oh, you're having too much hot sauce or you're eating too many spicy things. But then now he's like, you're eating too much meat. So basically it's like whatever my diet that I enjoy eating, he's like, you're eating too much of that. That's why you have pimples.
Who suffers with a lot of pimples these days. The worst is when people try to give you advice on it. And they're like, yeah, you should just do this. It clears up like a miracle. It's like, no, like I know what I'm doing. Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but like I tried that, like obviously.
Yeah, it's we talked about this on a previous thing where it's like people just like, oh, like you must not wash your face enough, or you might be eating too much of this, or why don't you try that and all that stuff, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, not fun. People like to think they can tell you what to do with your body.
Yeah, maybe that's like another other people trying to control your body. Looking at you, looking government.
Well, the hot sauce one, I don't have anything. I feel like that's not true because I feel like a lot of ethnic people can handle their food very well, and their skin is usually very clear.
This is because spicy foods often contain acidic lysopenes that can irritate your skin, throw off the balance of your pH levels, and trigger breakouts. While everybody will react differently, you can consider cutting spicy foods to eliminate acne. Oh, Maggie, just like cut out spicy foods from your diet and your acne will go away.
My mom says cut out dairy and cut out sugar, and I have to cut out spicy foods.
I've actually been thinking about cutting out sugar, like not like actually doing it, but like thinking about it because it's like if you cut out sugar, you don't get cavities.
That's true. I was also thinking about cutting out sugar before COVID.
That was 2 years ago.
I mean, like before I got COVID.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, man, my tummy's been getting like a little bit bigger. Like I should like probably cut down on the sugar a little bit. And now I'm like, I've been eating so much candies. Anyways, back to this hot sauce thing. You were saying.
Possible, but depends on your body, but I also think like it's not like the main reason. Like I think I'm just like it's like hormones. Like I or we're in the age of like hormonal acne, even though like we're both like late 20s now, mid
Mm-hmm.
to late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like why is hormonal acne lasting that long?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't think it's like I think it wouldn't help, but I don't think it's the main reason.
I saw this other thing that says the main reason spicy food causes acne is because you sweat.
Okay, like fair, I guess.
So
But
you can't play
also
sports, no gym.
they also say that sweating releases like the toxins out of your body too. So like what the heck? You know what I should do? I should just like I get like one of those like trays and like put it around my head so that the sweat just like drips into
Ew.
the tray rather than like stays on my skin.
But I also get like sweat stashes sometimes.
Okay, well, like one here too then.
Ew.
Well, how would you react if you saw me in the gym like
I'd
that?
say, huh, interesting. That's gonna be really gross. I don't know you, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know you today.
Okay, what's our overall verdict on the hot sauce?
Possible, but probably not the main reason you're getting acne.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I don't even think it's super possible. I think you're still good to eat hot foods. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, live your life. I
Yeah.
mean, not like Elvis level live your life, but like live your life.
Yeah. As long as you don't die in the toilet. But also, if you do
Yeah.
die in the toilet, no judgment. We
Yeah.
just roasted you for like 20 minutes, so a little bit of judgment.
Well, you're dead, so.
Okay, next one. You'll catch a cold if you go out with wet hair. I kind of agree with this one, but it depends if it's like cold outside.
Back to my whole you can't get a cold unless there's like you contract a virus. Yes, you're more susceptible to getting a cold if your body is cold, but again, it's all in your immune system.
I always thought that like you would get sick if you went out with wet hair when it was cold, like in the snow or winter, because my mom would always yell at me. Okay,
Yeah, me too.
I googled it. You cannot get sick from simply going outside with wet hair.
Yes.
Yes, but what if it's cold?
It does not like it's again your immune system that
Huh.
is the one that is protecting you from colds. I don't like I used to do it in the winter, but I don't do it anymore. Not because I think I'm gonna get a cold, but because my hair gets crunchy.
Yeah,
And it's like
that
not
too.
good for my hair.
Yeah. I go out with wet hair in the summertime.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything so far said there are no reasons to get sick from this. So our parents were fake AF.
Yeah, I mean, like mostly all of these have been like iffy advice, if like anything.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Next one. This one was my mom something would always say. Don't wash your hair when you are sick. I actually had to look this up because I was like, man, I have such a headache. I have a head cold from COVID. Should I wash my hair? Um, there is no evidence to support this. You are good to wash your hair whenever you want.
Yeah, I would assume taking like a shower or like washing your hair could be more soothing for your body and your head and everything. So it's strange to me that this is like a thing. Like what does your mom think that you're gonna wash away?
Wash away the good luck.
Okay, so apparently this is a thing where it's like you're not supposed to cut your hair or something like
When you're
before the
sick.
Chinese New Year
Oh, yeah, you're not supposed to. For us,
or
it's not.
new.
You're not allowed to wash your hair on the day of like Lunar New Year.
Maybe it's like that, but I was watching like Fresh Off the Boat, which is like about this like Asian family, and they had like a lot of like I guess traditions or things like you can't do this, you can't do this, and it was something like related to hair on
Hmm.
Lunar New Year. So,
I have heard the hair one. I thought you mentioned it to me when we had like a Lunar New Year episode.
Maybe.
Okay, okay.
I remember facts sparingly. um, yeah, I don't like. Yeah, maybe it's washing the luck away. But like, I don't know. Like, it just seems so counterintuitive to me because it's like you wash away the bad toxins that you have like now sweated out of your body kind of thing. So like
Mhm,
wouldn't it be better if you washed your hair? And generally you do feel better after a shower, like regardless.
mhm. Put off washing my hair for about a week. It's been the longest I've ever went without washing my hair, and it was because I just felt like so tired, and I was like, I can't do this. I if I shower, I'm cutting off my one breathing hole, which is my mouth. I mean, I don't like face the shower when I shower, but like still, I was like, I don't want to take that chance. But also, Accutane as a side effect has been like really drying out my hair, and I'm usually a very oily person, so my hair didn't look bad.
Huh. That's a perk. That's why I like being blonde.
If you,
Bleach really dried out my hair. I didn't have to wash my hair as much.
oh my.
Yeah. It was great. Great. Absolutely wonderful.
Oh my. Ah, yes, all the damage done. Love it.
I mean, same with yours. Like
Yeah.
Accutane, all the damage done.
Yeah, if anything, another gross side effect is like I'm getting more dandruff now. I thought it was a COVID thing from not washing my hair, but yeah, no, dandruff is getting a gross thing.
I mean, it's possible because like your scalp could be more dry, so it's like
Hmm.
flaking off more easily. So like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, pretty gross. Can't go back in office for a while.
I mean, can't go back anyways. So,
Yep, now I can't even harder.
do you think that Accutane makes your immune system like weaker?
Hmm, I don't know actually. Never thought about that. I don't want to think about that.
Because it's like, is that why you got COVID?
And that's why Nick is getting COVID because he's an empath.
Well, I mean, like that's what I thought it was originally.
Oh, what's up?
I
This
mean, like Nick probably
Accutane.
got it because you had it, and like you guys live in pretty close contact. So,
Yeah. Um, it from people's experience, it lowers their immune system. Huh.
you
Interesting.
should be even more careful now.
A fluke. Well, you win some, you lose some.
You win one thing.
You die in the process.
Yeah.
But her skin is glowing.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, I guess like yeah, you would have like really nice skin.
When I die, yeah.
Would you die? Would your pimples still like be reflective in your face?
No hormones. Maybe.
Yeah, but like they don't just disappear. You d-
I don't know. I don't know how the skin works when you die. I'll let you know when I die.
Okay, thank you. I'll make sure to go look at like make sure you have an open casket so I can go and take a
Ew,
look and be
I will
like,
never do an open casket.
wow, you won't let me see your face one last time just to like prove or disprove our theory.
If you want to see it, you have to be one of those creepy people who open my casket.
So you're gonna do closed casket,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have like an esthetician. What is that like? What is the person who puts on makeup for you?
Oh, yeah, the funeral esthetician. I think that's what they're
Is that what?
called.
I thought
No, I think there's a more professional name, but I can't
there's
remember.
yeah. Basically, like, so you're gonna get all done up just in case someone opens your casket, or are you just gonna let like whatever you look like?
Well, ideally, I want it to be cremated, but yeah, okay.
Cremated after.
Cremated before. At the
Oh
funeral, everyone
yes.
does a line of me.
Yeah. That's more chaotic than the I want my dead body to be swinging around in the ceiling fan tweet.
This way, all my loved ones will have a little bit of me inside them.
Ew.
It'll be cute.
Anyways, going off of our original thing of not washing your hair when you're sick, apparently you're not supposed to eat certain foods as well when you're sick.
Yeah, I really like eating this eggplant stew, and I remember as a kid when I had a sore throat when I was sick, my mom was like, "You can't eat this. You're sick." Also, pineapple. She was like, you can't eat this. Don't eat acidic foods when you're sick. And I don't know if that's a thing. She said it makes your throat more sick.
This one person says to avoid anything too acidic when sick, especially when you're experiencing nausea or the stomach flu.
Well, I don't have stomach flu.
It's basically I think the purpose is that because when you're vomiting like acid, it hurts your throat.
Oh, I see. Even though I wasn't vomiting.
It says you should avoid alcohol, which makes sense. Don't mix alcohol and prescription medication or over-the-counter medication. Caffeinated beverages, which also makes sense because it dehydrates you. Hard or jagged foods.
Jagged?
Jagged foods
Like
can
cut,
anger,
like weirdly cut foods?
like crunchy crackers, chips,
Okay.
things with like, I guess, like ridges that could like cut your throat or something. I don't know.
Oh my.
And
Right.
then like what?
Are they thinking that you won't chew your foods or something?
Maybe it's just like because they're so hard and also like corners and I don't know. I think it's just like the off chance that you don't like chew it enough and it just could irritate your throat.
Weird.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. So don't eat those foods. But I think eggplant could be okay. Pineapple, not okay, I guess, when you're barfing.
To add on, she also told me as a kid, we were really into playing N64 at the time, so she said I should avoid screen time when I was sick because it would make me. When I think about it, I think maybe she meant like it would make me more motion sickness and want to throw up, but she just told me to avoid watching TV. But
What else are you supposed to do?
Exactly, that's all I do when I'm sick now.
Yeah, that feels like a thing to just not get you to like increase your screen time.
Yeah.
Anything else?
There's probably more that'll come up like later on when we're done filming.
Yeah, that sucks. This always happens, and then it's like, oh, do we do a part 2? Question mark. If we come up with enough things, we'll maybe do a part 2 because I love shitting on my parents' advice.
It's very interesting hearing this. Like the mirror thing definitely terrifies me.
Yeah, I mean, like that one. That's the one out of all of these I will continue to subscribe to. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Bless you, Maggie.
Thank you. Bless you too. No one could hear that I sneeze. So blesses on blesses.
We're suddenly a very religious podcast. Follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Go like us and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And join us next Thursday for another episode of Apologetically Me.
Bye.